right, I'd like to call
There's
this,
9 of us
yes.
instead of 1.
yes, I'd like to call this meeting of a special meeting of the Capital Strategic Planning Committee to order. You took attendance, was it?
I did.
All right, let's stand for the pledge of allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's start taking roll call. I'd like to review and accept the minutes from the January 2026 meeting. Ready, Linda?
Yeah.
Okay.
I already know what to do.
I got you. Yeah. You can take a picture later if you want. I don't care. Okay, so first off, Ariana's name's spelled wrong. That's the start. It's Arrianna. And it says vote for Peggy was 9, and Peggy voted for Joe. The vote was 7, and Gary nominated Joe, and I and Gary voted up. So those are wrong. Then it says Christie's the chair. She could be if she wants to. Anyway, see, this is her idea. So it should say Peggy. And then it says, with Linda seconding, John motioned for Joe for the chair. That was Gary. And I don't know if Christy seconded it. I don't remember that part. And then it says, vote for Naomi was 9, and John voted for Joe. We only had 9 people here.
I didn't do the minutes.
I'm going to give you a copy of this so that you can amend them. All right.
I think I voted for Naomi.
Yes. So it can't be 9 though. There was only 9 of us here. All right. And then it says, vote for Linda was 5, and the vote for Linda was 4.
We know that.
Okay. So we need to fix that as well. I think it meant to be 5 for Linda, 4 for Lynn. Okay? Those are my corrections. Anybody else have any others? I mean, that's extension. All right. So with those amendments, do we have a motion
I move
to
accept the minutes from January 22nd with the corrections.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone here from citizens that'd like to speak on the agenda or anything? All awfully quiet. All right. So for new business, act and discuss on the calendar of meetings. They're all the third Thursday. It's in your book that I gave you. They're all the third Thursdays except for June. June 19th, which the town hall's closed, and they're closed that Thursday. So it would have to be June 25th. And that's corrected in your packet. Anybody have any discussion on these dates? And it's all the way till December. Handy dandy done by Diane.
Do we have to accept those?
Yes.
I'll move to accept the scheduled meetings.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Introduce the town hall and school facilities report. Everybody has a nice big binder to read at their leisure. I'm just introducing it. It's got each one of the school reports, and it's from 2023 from Veritas. And it also has the July 26, 2024 town hall assessment in it. Okay, so I think that was a good place to start our research and our findings. So that will we'll bring that up at the next meeting. That way everybody's had a chance to go through it. Discuss inviting to future meetings the following: to discuss their wants, their needs, and the future needs of their buildings. I have a list here. I'll read it for the public just so they know all of them. Police Chief, Mario Arriaga, WPCA Superintendent Stephanie Baldino, Superintendent of Schools Paul Breton, First Selectman Kevin Cunningham, Animal Control Karen Stone, Highway Department Ron Burby, and Recreation Center Beth Anderson. These are people that already have all the buildings that we would like to look at, like to find out what your needs are, what your wants are, that type of thing. So we'd like to invite them to another meeting. Does anybody have anything they want to say or add?
Well, you might want to have a list of questions that we can ask them. One of the things about strategic planning is I would like to know what people think the Plainfield is going to look like in 10 or 20 years and how we get there. So they all may have input on that.
So do you want to, before we invite them, come up with a list of questions, or do you want to have each one of us have some questions?
I think we all should come up with some questions and then review them.
As a collective? Anybody else?
Well, I think we should get the invitations first. Get them here first.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want them all in one night.
Oh, we don't?
No, they're all.
That's, yeah.
Probably not.
No, I would say maybe 3. I mean, 3's a good number for me. How about anybody else?
Are you gonna prioritize what ones we're conquering first?
Absolutely.
Well, we can.
What do you mean prioritize?
In other words, which one's the fire drill right now? Which ones?
I don't know, we can look at our building plans.
So, what's
The ECC building?
the ECC building,
Yeah,
right?
that's-
Probably the most.
There's no way this committee's gonna get all these buildings assessed and an idea where we're going in a short amount of time. So I would say, if it was, I would say we pick it to, which buildings are, let's say, the fire drill right now.
How do we know that if we don't ask the people in them?
Well, we kinda do now, right?
We know that through ECC, we'd like to do something with it, but we don't know what that is.
Right. The police department is okay right now,
Okay,
okay? That's not a fire drill on that one.
okay.
I would say we talk to superintendent and ask him if there was one that he was one better more than the other. The rec center is not a fire drill right now.
Well, there's some issues there where they're heating in their HVAC is bad. So
Okay,
that's, what I'm saying is we don't know that. I mean, you might know more than the rest of us.
Yeah, I just think there's some stuff that we could probably conquer first.
The way I see it, the 3 big number ones are the ECC,
Agreed,
the sewer,
agreed.
and the HVAC and stuff for the schools.
And the recreation department.
But those 3 there, those are big numbers there.
There has some issues with the HVAC and the heating.
Because those 3 are probably the ones you would include into a bonding.
So wouldn't those priorities come before the economic development and planning and zoning, before they come for strategic planning?
Well, depending on what it is.
But your strategic planning seems to me that, maintenance and fire drills, I don't think are part of strategic planning. At least not the way I understand strategic planning. So, I mean, we have obviously some input in that. We need to know what people need, but we have other committees, I think, that would handle it, don't we?
Yeah, but I think aren't we going to be involved in the bonding of certain
Potentially,
projects
yes.
also?
Yeah.
So
It's a
those
little
3.
preliminary for that. I think John's got a great point where you guys have to discuss where do you see the town first? I mean, before you pigeonhole each individual building, decide where do you want to see the town of Plainfield in 20 years? And then backtrack, 15, 10, and do the steps accordingly. And then you can determine what you want to do with the existing structures you have. But I mean, I think instead of just looking at one building, what are we going to do with this one building? I understand that it's been a point of contention, but I still don't think we can address it, to go to John's point. You need a complete strategic plan before you actually involve individual buildings, just in my opinion.
Yeah, we probably need the input.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think but we do need to figure out in order of priority that we need to speak with the individual stakeholders.
I would guess that would be what my point would be.
Yeah, I'm not, why would you need a priority? They all have to be talked to.
We're not gonna turn it into an old high school again.
We're not gonna bring them all in at once.
No,
No.
but we're gonna have to talk to all of them.
Correct.
We need all their input. I don't know that there's one we need before the other.
Okay, but we still need to decide who we're gonna speak with first.
absolutely.
Okay.
They're all going into the RFP, correct? Like, we're going to look at all of these.
So we need to schedule them, because we can't do them all at once. True.
No, but in order to do an RFP, you have to actually know what you're talking about. This is part of it, but as far as, I mean, we don't have, the police chief, police department. We don't have, we have the schools, and we have the town hall. But the animal control, the highway department, the recreation department, we don't have it. We don't have anything on those buildings to know what we're talking about. But
I don't want to speak out of turn, I don't know what the protocol is. We have the school facilities reports, we have our capital improvement plan. If it helps for the schools to come in first, we may be the most prepared to speak to some of those items, and then, giving people, I don't know how long someone else will take to be ready to speak to this group and answer all the questions. But I'm happy to be guinea pig and go first so that anyone else can hear the questions you ask me, and they can be prepared for their meetings if that helps move the process along.
yeah, you also have a capital improvement plan that you could provide us with as well.
We could.
Yeah. Because I mean, that's part of what we're doing, is creating a plan, and you've already got a sub-plan at the schools, so that would help out a lot. So it's,
We could contact them and see what day would work, if they could make like the next meeting, or what day would be best for them.
no, that's what it's yeah, we can contact,
And not have them all here at once.
no, I don't want them all here at once. That'd be a very long night,
Meeting, yeah.
especially the way Mario talks over there.
And they probably
Right.
some of it longer.
Exactly. So for the next meeting, do we want to have the superintendent of schools come in with his capital improvement plan? And
It seems like that would be the most prepared, we have the documentation already.
do we want to have another one?
I'd suggest we go right to town.
Town hall,
Right?
okay.
And
So we'll go with superintendent, town hall. Want to make a third one, anyone?
WPCA, I would say.
Okay.
And then I go highway department.
Okay, then the highway, okay, we can do that. That'll be number 4. Okay.
Who's number 3?
Number 3 was WPCI.
I think you could probably even do highway department and animal control since they're up on the same property.
Okay,
at the
so
same time.
well, that'd be 4 and 5, so that would be the thing. And then all you got is recreation and the police chief.
And who's number 2?
You want to bring them in the same night?
Yeah.
Get it over with in 2
okay.
shots?
Yeah, the town
Okay.
hall and such, so.
Okay, hold on.
3, 1, 2, 5.
Okay. Plan. Did that answer your question, Joe?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fine.
No, I'm just saying, did it answer the question in your comment?
Yeah, it'll be fine, whatever.
Okay.
Do we have 6 and 7?
Yeah, so 6 and 7 were, 6 was recreation, 7 was, so we're gonna do the first 3 and then the 4th. And I'll contact them to make sure that,
I should also, if I may,
Yeah.
one thing we could do is, I've already had informal conversations with some of those people already, because why not? If you have time to do it, go and talk to them, and get some notes ahead of time, because they sometimes have,
Yeah,
what they want to say.
yeah, we just don't want 11 people talking
Oh, I
to people
understand,
till the
I'm
cows
saying
come home.
if any of us had that,
Yeah.
a chance to talk to some of the individuals before,
Mhm.
it's just an informal thing that adds some of the notes, and so when they actually come to the meeting, they can expound on it.
Mhm.
They're prepared.
All right, so we've got our priorities and our list. Does anybody want to go up, make a motion to go up to the ordinance meeting?
I'll make a motion.
Also, we're gonna have to come back unless we
can recess.
So it would be for a recess.
It would be for a recess. So Joe just made a motion for a
Is the
recess.
ordinance meeting at 7?
Yes. We
Are
gotta go
we-
up, show our licenses and stuff like that.
To vote.
But we still have 3 items left. Do we want to tackle some of them till 5 of? It
That's
doesn't
fine
take
with
very
me.
long to
Yeah.
go upstairs.
Okay, that's fine,
Yeah.
then if
Yeah.
I would do it. Okay, so we're gonna discuss the objectives of this committee. There's a lot of big personalities in this room, so if you want to, we'll start over here. What are some of your ideas of the objectives that we should be discussing in this committee?
Well, one of the things I did is look up what other strategic plans exist in this little area. There's some for Concord, there's some for Norwich, and there's some for Plainfield itself in 2018. And to me, strategic planning is kind of what we mentioned before. What do you want Plainfield to be like in 10 years or 20 years, and how do we get there? And it takes into account a lot of things. For example, if you talk about sidewalks and sewers, they're obviously not, we're not looking at it from a maintenance point of view, but if you have a town like Plainfield, what do you expect to have in terms of pedestrian access increased in 10 or 20 years? What kind of needs are you going to be expecting to have in 10 or 20 years for sewer or road? And is the town going to grow in 10 years, or is it going to decline? These are things we're going to have to address. But so far, when I was doing some of the research, the population in Plainfield is decreasing. And there are things in place now that may affect how that growth in Plainfield is going to proceed in the future. It may not increase like we think, or it might. But we need to probably look in some of those factors. For me, it's kind of because I'm new to a strategic planning. That's one reason I kind of wanted to look that up. And so I found a bunch of examples of that.
You want to go into the next meeting?
Well, I got a couple here.
Okay.
And I also have a list of all.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
I mean, I think we're just,
No.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
That's okay. Right now, we're just doing objectives.
And maybe the objective is we need to be focused on the future, basically. And how do we get there?
Well, I think we could all, maybe we could write up what we want to address for our next meeting. Give us time to think about it.
Okay. Gary?
I pretty much agree with Ron as far as planning ahead for 20 years, maybe even farther, depending on the growth. Yep.
Yep, I agree with John 100%. We need to make sure we have a plan going forward that is a little more than 5 years, and that we make sure we know where we're going and how we're going to get there. That's, I think, the objective.
And we want people to live here.
Yes, we want to make sure we are being a welcoming community.
You guys did it as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I just don't think we can't lose sight of the fact that, yeah, we want to be in 10, 20 years, but we have to get there. We can't fall apart because we're trying to do something down the road. We got to do something maybe put out a fire, right?
Without fire.
Well, we have, that's true.
It's against the law of room.
But we have resources.
You're up, Drew.
I agree to a point. I do think there's some stuff that needs to be addressed quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Okay. So you'd like to get a little quicker on the objectives?
Yeah, what I don't want to do is be wasting our time up here, just kicking rocks. If we're going to do something, let's do it. I don't even know what horsepower this group even has. Does it have any horsepower, or are we just up here with mouthpieces to get nothing accomplished because nobody's going to listen to it anyway?
We're here to make sure that we get what we think should happen and then present our report.
Is Kevin not here?
He's right there.
He's upstairs.
Oh, he went upstairs. Okay, he was in the back of the
To speak to that, because we respect all of you and spending the time doing this, but I think all of you have seen it. I have prepared a capital governance framework, the policy, and your group is incorporated in it as the advisory committee to help us creating a CNR, town road aid, bonding, a whole capital improvement policy. And so the whole idea is to have you guys involved, work together, the advisory committee. So I don't want you spinning your wheels. I want your input. We need your help. We need to know where the town wants to be, and I will help to make sure financially we can get there. And so that's my job. And so I want to help you and help the board finance, the board selection, and bring that all together. So on Monday, there's 5 policies the selectmen are reviewing and hopefully voting on a few things. Some things they might just want to review. Yeah. But it's a capital improvement policy, a capital strategic planning committee policy, a capital non-recurring fund policy. I want a separate fund, a town road aid policy, and a procurement policy.
Once they vote on that, is that something we can get?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
That's why I was asking.
We have a procurement policy.
Yeah,
We do, but
Yeah.
it's all part of the package.
Maybe I would also suggest you not treat 5, 10 years as in stone. You can say, we want something done 1 to 5 years from now, 5 to 10 years from now, 10 to 20 years from now, and put them in that period. Also, when you start talking demographics can change in either direction. And therefore, you might want to think about if situation A occurs, this is what we should do. If situation B occurs, this is what we should do.
I kind of agree with Joe of putting out fires, and I think one of the biggest things that we have to look at is also facility safety. Fire drills and everything. But you think about it, and we just recently had a scare for the town department with the roof and leaking. We've had a building before that had an outdated fan that was in there, and that's what caused the fire of 2016. So I come at it from that aspect of needing to figure out what is the biggest right away, because there are certain things that we absolutely have to work for that being checked on, and that's in here.
Can I speak for that? Don't we have other committees that do that very same thing?
I can tell you that I came on the board in 2013, 2010. I'm sorry, I go by my son's age, and he's 16. We were talking about HVAC back then of how much is needed for the school. 16 years, nothing has really, we barely, it's always, we're going to go to bond, we're going to go to bond. This is why I wrote that initial letter asking for this committee, because I really want to see us get traction.
Yeah, we definitely need the school has been a long time in the same boat.
I understand. We have economic development, we got planning and zoning, and,
Any of them
Time
we
has
have
nothing to do
an
with HVAC. I think at this point, we're veering off the track and what the topic of this discussion is what we envision, what each of us envision it as. Harry, did you have?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Just basically to look at where we're at as a town, where we're at asset-wise, and where we're going. Focus on what we have, what's, I like the fire analogy, what's on fire, where we're going with it. How are we putting them out? How are we preventing future fires?
You guys can all use the fire drill too.
I think one of the important points that one of the reasons why we came together was that we had a lot of different stakeholders with a lot of different areas that all have what they feel are the highest need projects. So we all needed to come together at the same table and decide what we as a town need to focus on first. We would have the police department that had things that they needed. We would have schools that had things that we needed. We would have the town, the same thing. So we all need to get together on that. I'm glad, thank you, Mr. Brenton, for stepping up. You'll see the excellent work that he's done on our capital improvement plans for the schools, for the Board of Ed, and it does have things broken down in those different areas. This is a 1 to 2 year need. Some of these things are a 1 to 2 week need. And then they'll have the intermediate sections that are the 3 to 5 year ones that are going to become immediate needs or imminent needs. And then you'll have the 6 to 10 year needs. So it'll be a good show that when you see that's what we as a group should be looking at.
I mean, hypothetically speaking, you want your school location. It's just comments like that, that's the strategic plan you gotta start with. Get the big picture, where do you see the town, and then we can work in it. And you can do it rather quickly if you can figure out where you want to be. Does Board of Ed still want to be at the school? Do you want town hall here? How do you envision your town?
All right, that might be a discussion for the next meeting. Everybody brings their ideas, and we can invite Mr. Brennan.
I have an idea.
What's that?
I have an idea.
Okay.
We have to get upstairs. So what I'm thinking is, if we go right to the RFP, we don't have to adjourn and come back.
Okay, so if we go to discuss requesting to review the RFP before the So if we go for an RFP, how does everybody feel about wanting the RFP and seeing the RFP before it's submitted? Does everybody agree we should see that before the town puts an RFP out and
Yes.
saying that we need?
You wanna wait a month though?
Request for proposal.
I don't think you can rush this. I mean, I know there's fires, and we need to put out fires, but I think we need to be thorough about it. You know what I mean? And how can this committee be thorough about anything that, I mean, haven't even seen this. I've seen both of them,
Okay.
but some of the people in this room have never seen either one. And that's a lot of midnight reading.
The RFP though, of putting out, requesting it, it's just putting it out to get a company to come do this. It's
What
not
are they doing?
this, it's,
That's the scope of what they're doing.
Maybe
What do we
you
want?
guys voted on the last time, right?
We didn't vote on.
Yeah.
No.
Didn't you guys vote on it?
We did.
I thought we voted on it.
You excluded the ECC.
Well, no, the building we included, but we didn't.
Yeah, included, 'cause
We included, I did the RFP for what we wanted, what buildings we wanted. We didn't do it, we didn't say what we wanted for, what that looked like.
Real quick, could we do it? Get it out there.
Come on, let's go
Get it out
back.
to us. If we had a problem with it, anyone's got a problem with it.
Yeah, that's all I'm asking is.
And then we don't have to wait. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we just want to see it before it's submitted to the people that are gonna be looking at it.
Well, they can submit it to us, if we have a problem with it, we can have a special hearing.
That's perfect,
We can
that's what
get it
I
We can discuss the, I can set up.
All right.
done. Okay.
Meeting adjourned. We had a motion last time to do the RFP.
Okay, so we're just gonna go into that. Okay.
We're gonna, yeah, go ahead and keep
Keep
on
this old motion, now make a new one.
but we wanna see the RFP before it's sent out.
All right.
Everybody adjourned?
I think you have been called for.
I second it.
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.